Welcome to the farm.
Welcome back to the farm. My name's Justin, and for those of you who have been following along with the channel, you'll know we've been spending most of the winter, or at least I've been spending most of the winter, working on organizing up the barn, turning it more into a shop, doing the lighting upgrade, which is finally finished and looks amazing. But now, we finally got all that done, we can actually build something. And I got a bunch of steel here, some plates, and what we're actually going to build is going to be a rock bucket or a skeleton bucket for the front of my tractor. Basically, well, I'll drop a picture down if I remember when I'm editing and you can see what I'm talking about. Basically, it's just a slatted bucket, and you can come in, scoop up rocks and stuff, and then all the dirt and small material will fall through and just keep the rocks. So we have a lot of rocks around here, so I'm hoping it'll come in handy. But we're not going to start working on that today. Today, I picked up a new tool that I'm hoping will help facilitate making that bucket. And I picked up, I don't know if you can see it there, a bandsaw. Just picked it up from Harbor-Frieght. I have no illusions about it. It's a cheap saw. I'm hoping it'll work well enough to do what I need to do for this project and whatever little projects I have. At some point I'd like to upgrade and actually get some decent cutting materials like a plasma cutter or something like that. But right now all I have is basically a grinder, and I'm hoping that'll work better than having to grind all my cuts and shoot sparks everywhere. So today we're going to open this up, put it together, test it out, and see if we can't get it set and ready for the project. So here it is in all its glory, laid out before us. So I'll take a quick peruse through the instructions, and then we'll see about getting this put together. So I spent a minute reading the directions, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too hard to put together. I'm going to quickly buzz through putting the legs down here, get that all together, get the stand ready, and then let you know what I thought about putting that together once we get it done and ready to put it on the saw. So I got the stand assembled, and let me tell you, it's cheap. And I kind of knew that coming in. I've watched a few videos and read some reviews on this, and that was one of the biggest complaints, is that the stand is just cheap and garbage. And I would agree. It was not very easy to put together, and it's pretty flimsy. So now the directions say that you're supposed to take the head and lift it, set it on the stand to bolt it together. And yeah, I'm not gonna do that, because this is heavy and this is flimsy. So what I'll end up doing is I'll take the saw, I'll flip it over on its back, I'll put the stand in it, bolt it together, hopefully to strengthen this up a little bit, and then I'll flip the whole thing over as a unit. Well, got the saw on the stand, and let me tell you, if I would have tried to follow the directions and put this on top of the stand instead of the stand inside of that, it would not have ended well. It was, as it was not easy to get in there. So next we can work on getting the motor hooked up. Okay, so put the pulley cover on. I gotta loosen these two screws, take out this bolt. So next, got to put the pulleys on the motor. The directions are not very clear which one is which. Based on what I can tell, because the pulleys are different sizes, the little pulley is supposed to go on the motor facing this way, and the spindle pulley is supposed to go, the bigger one is supposed to go down facing this way. And then there's just a little set screw in the pulley. I'm just going to raise the pulley up just a hair so it's off the dust shield. And just tighten down the set screw. And I'm going to take a straight edge and just make sure that the two pulleys are kind of in line with each other. And then I can tighten down the other set screw. So up next we need to install the belt. And there's 3 different speed settings. And since I'm doing mostly mild steel, seems like I need to go on the fastest setting. So I need to put it on the low side of the spindle pulley and the big side of the motor pulley. Alright. And then I'm supposed to have a 1/2 inch of deflection on the belt. There's a set screw in the back here. I need to tighten up. So right here is the tension screw. I don't know how you can see because it's all black, but there's an Allen head screw right here that you got to tighten down, and then you got to tighten this lock nut down here on the bottom, right here. And you can't even get a wrench in there to tighten it, and the Allen was very hard to get in there to tighten too. So hopefully I don't have to adjust that too much. So looks like I got it fully assembled. I think it's time to unwrap the machine steel surfaces, get them cleaned up, and let's try making a cut. See how straight it cuts and what kind of adjustments we need to make. Let's turn it on, see if it runs. Sounds good. Well, let's see how the cut did. For out of the box, I'm pretty happy with that. That cut pretty straight. One thing I do need to adjust quick is it didn't stop when it came all the way down. So I just want to adjust this down a little bit so it'll stop. So I'm happy with how it cuts this way. I want to see how it cuts coming down, if it comes down at an angle or if it comes down straight. All right, let's see how that did. Not too bad. Cuts a little wavy. A little wavy, but for what I'm gonna do, I think it'll work just fine. It's pretty square. I'm happy with it. I still need to adjust that down a little bit more. It still didn't shut off. So we'll adjust that a little bit more and try again. So I got the saw to kind of stop. It doesn't take the switch all the way down, but at least it stops the motor. So that way if I set the saw up and I start a cut, I can go to another part of the shop, start working on something else. And when this thing's done, it should automatically shut off for me. And then I can come back, reset, start a cut, go off and do something else, and hopefully be more efficient. For this being a cheap saw, I'm really happy with how it's working so far. Came out of the box cutting fairly straight. Didn't have to do too much adjustment to it, so I'm happy about that. There's one more feature about the saw that I really liked. You could also use it in the vertical position like this. So I'm going to get that set up, and we're going to give it a try and see how that works. Okay, let's give this a shot. So that cut took about 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 15 seconds or so, real time, and I'm fairly happy with how it cut. I don't know if that particular method is any faster than using a big 7-inch grinder or not. When we get to building our rock bucket, I'll probably try cutting both ways and see which one's better. But I am happy with being able to cut the straight cuts and whatever angle cuts and stuff I need to make with the flat stock. I think it's gonna really make doing this next project a lot easier. So now that I got the saw, I got it up and running and working, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna order some extra blades because right now I just have the blade that came with it, and again from the other reviews and stuff, I've read that it's a very cheap blade. So I'm gonna order a couple. I didn't want to order any ahead of time in case, one, they didn't have the saw in stock, and two, if I got it here and it was just absolute garbage and I wanted to return it, I didn't want to end up with a bunch of blades that I'm not gonna use. So I will get some blades, and then we'll end up probably swapping that out in the next video and start working on our bucket. But for now, I'm gonna go have some more fun and do some more practice cuts with it. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. I think this next project is gonna be a lot of fun. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the saw. If you think it was a good investment or not. We'll see if it holds up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.